thinking for a while about getting the D3 remapped, and it's time now for me to check to see what the difference for the insurance is going to be. In the past, I did actually give a quick call and was informed it's going to be around about a 10% increase. So let's give them a call now and see how it compares.
Thank you for calling. If you'd like to change your vehicle or add a second vehicle to your policy on a temporary basis, press 1. If you're calling to advise us you recently passed your driving test, press 2. Or for all other inquiries, please press 3.
3.
If you have a query with regards to your smart box, press 1.
£95, you said?
Yeah, that's all it.
Okay, it's a little bit more than I expected, but okay. And that's I guess that's for the whole year equivalent, because I've only just had it renewed a few months ago. But okay, so £95. Okay, I'll go ahead with that then, please. Thank you. Great. Thank you for your help then.
Have a lovely day.
Thanks. Bye bye. So that was a little bit more expensive than I'd expected. Originally, when I had previously called, I was quoted that it's going to be around about a 10% increase in policy, which should have equated to around about £40 for me. It actually came to £95. I still think it's not bad, and I suppose we should really take into consideration that yes, obviously the vehicle is going to go quicker, and it is obviously modified as well. So okay, let's see how that goes.
I've been thinking for quite a while about getting the car remapped, because I sometimes feel it's a bit slow off the mark, and especially when I'm off-road, it's not really doing everything I want it to. So I've been having a chat with Gareth from Empire Tuning, and he's here today to be able to see what he can get out of it. So, I mean, Gareth, you said as well that you don't just map these in a normal way, you're actually going to sort of take into account that I've got all the extra weight and wheels and stuff like that on it?
Yeah, so obviously this is a modified vehicle, that from standard. So I'm going to take into account the tyres, the extra weight and stuff like that when I'm making the calibration, just to try and break that initial inertia of it sat on the line type thing. It should feel good. It will feel much more responsive. Just get off and go really, and keep pulling throughout the rev range.
And do you do many of these each week?
Yes. There's not enough hours in each day, so I work 8 days a week, 36 hours a day.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to have a quick sort of look to see as you're doing this, just to see what you're doing just a little bit, but in the end we'll also have a road test to see how it compares. I did actually before this do a quick time check on my 0 to 60, so we've got that canned ready to go, so we can make a comparison afterwards. Okay, thanks. So what are you listening out for, Gareth?
I'm just making sure that the engine responds as it needs to. I'm going to provoke it into worst case scenario in terms of load and demand, and just be a little bit over aggressive with it. You may never drive it like that, but it's always better to make sure.
So you're happy then with that tune?
Yes, feels good. Got a load of torque, gearbox can cope, everything is working. You just need to go test it now.
So thanks, Gareth. That's the map put in, and it seemed to be going well for you driving it. I'm keen now to get out and have a little go myself and see what it's like in comparison to what I've recorded. And you said that you always like to make sure people check and make sure that they're happy with it after they've had their tune.
Yeah, so part of the process of the remap is once I've done my initial road test, I hand it over to you. You make sure you're happy with it, you drive it fast, slow, basically just checking for how it responds to the new calibration. If it needs any adjustments, then I'll do that right now.
Yeah.
If not, happy days, we're finished.
And you said you basically tuned it again, you say for more torque and also in consideration for the weight, and also as you say as well, I think you'd that would also work in the terrain response modes.
Yes, so obviously because of the weight of the vehicle, I've added an additional bit of fuel, just in mid-range to help help shift it along. I've also changed some of the calibration for the off-road modes available, so you'll get additional power throughout all the different special programs on the vehicle. Obviously we don't have anywhere off-road to test that,
Yeah.
but it's always good.
Well, I'm sure we will get some places off-road pretty soon. I know we're off to Hawkston Park again in a few weeks' time for the punch hunt, so it'll be interesting to see how big a difference that makes us, especially going through that deep mud and terrain. So
Good.
thanks very much, and we'll have a call out for Gareth at Empire Tuning. I think
Yeah.
you also said you've got a YouTube
Yes,
channel.
I've got a YouTube channel at Empire Tuning as well. Have a little look over, see what's on there. Got many vehicles on there, so have a little look and give us a like.
Thanks again, Gareth, and let's go and test it out then. Cheers.
Thank you.
So far it feels a lot smoother, and actually the engine feels a little bit quieter, surprisingly. I'm keen to get it out onto the open piece of road in a moment to make that comparison. But already I can feel that throttle response. The throttle response previously, I really felt I had to put my foot pretty much halfway down on the throttle before I'd get any real acceleration. Now it's pretty much instant actually. As soon as if I get to about an eighth of a throttle now, I can then start to feel that power begin to feed in. Record to me. So this is the first chance I get to actually put my foot down to the floor, easing the power in. Oh my god, look at that power increase already compared to where it was before. That's a huge difference. I think I might have to check the brakes now, seeing that we've got an extra bit of power as well. So we go around to the location where I previously tested the 0 to 60. We're going to run a quick test now for the 0 to 60 to see how the car is going to compare before and after the remap. Let's see how that goes. Hopefully we've got it all recording. The piece of road that I've selected is pretty flat. Just make sure there's nobody there coming along. We're going to put it into the sport mode. We're going to build up the revs. We're going to make sure there's nothing there. Let's make sure that's all good. That's good to go. To build up the revs on the throttle with the brake on, and 3, 2, 1, go. Again, maybe my horsepower calculation there isn't quite correct. A bit better that time. Managed to get it down to 15 seconds, but still quite a bit slower than I would normally expect to see on this vehicle compared to the specifications. But I suppose as well you have to consider that I've got the big off-road mud terrain tyres and lots of other modifications on there. But yeah, that'd be a good comparison to check to see the difference after the remap. Let's actually test this. Right, here we go. Second time. Let's build up the revs. Head on. Oh, there's a policeman just going the opposite way. Hopefully he doesn't see my too much smoke. Wow, I've done it faster. I thought 12.7 seconds compared to the 15.2 originally, so that made quite a difference. I'll double check the figures when I get back at home, but from memory I think the 0 to 60 time previously on that same stretch was 15.1 seconds. I think we had 150 horsepower. On that last run we actually achieved 12.7 seconds and a max horsepower of 201 brake horsepower. Now I know those brake horsepower figures are not probably correct, because again it's all dependent on getting the weight correctly entered in the app and other things like that. But I think what is important to understand is that it's actually increased the power in the vehicle by around about 30%. And you could definitely feel the difference in terms of the throttle response and also that grunt in your back with the torque. So please don't forget to subscribe and like, and we will be bringing to you in the near future, probably maybe 3 to 6 months, a long-term review just to see how the map has worked out, and also if I have any reliability issues. Thanks again, bye bye.